Today on Nicko's Kitchen,
I had you at steak and beer, didn't I?
we're making my steak and beer pie.
So just over a low to medium heat in a heavy based pot that can go in the oven, because we're going to be popping this in the oven later on, I'm going to be adding in some olive oil. Next, I'm going to be putting our vegetables in. Now, you can change these up however you wish. First of all, I've got some carrots, but if you wanted to use some celery or mushrooms, it's completely up to you. But I would recommend you use onions, and quite a bit of them too, because they will break down. And on top of the onions, I'm going to be putting in some fresh thyme. Now we just want to mix this through, sweat the onions down, get the carrots just soft. We don't want to cook everything through, but we do want to do this nice and slowly.
For our steak, I'm using the chuck. Season really well with salt and pepper, as this will also season the whole pie.
So we're going to cook our steaks now, and you want your pan really piping hot. Just before we put in our steaks, I'm going to put in a little bit of some grapeseed oil. And now I'm going to be adding in our steaks. Now I only want to cook our steaks just so they get that nice crust on the outside. I only want a minute each side.
Then transfer the steaks to the onions and carrots.
So in the pan that seared our steaks, I'm going to be adding our beer. Now this is a beautiful local beer that's made in my hometown. So add your beer into the pan. Over a low to medium heat, I now want to reduce that beer down by about half, and that will get rid of most of the alcohol, but it will really intensify the flavour of the beer.
When the beer has reduced, add it to the pot, along with some beef stock and some corn flour mixed with water. Now cook in the oven at 150 degrees Celsius for 2 hours. Then transfer the mixture to your pie dish and allow to cool completely to room temperature.
So guys, now that our pie has cooled, you can see here I'm just putting my pastry on the top. Now I'm using a store-bought shortcrust pastry. If you wanted to make your own, great, that'd be good too. Now just on the top, just to finish this off, I've got some egg wash here, just an egg yolk and a little bit of milk, and I'm just going to paint the top of that.
Now bake at 200 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes, and then we can get stuck into this bad boy.
I absolutely love this dish. This is my go-to comfort dish, and it has been for years. Yes, it's not your traditional meat pie. It's a little bit different. It's got big chunks of steak in there. It's got a beautiful gravy. So that crust, that pastry crust on the top, I just think everything in portion, it works so well as a pie. A little bit different, but you know what? That's cool too. And the beer in it is just amazing. Nice and reduced down. You can really get that nice intense flavor there, especially through that gravy. Yes, it takes half the day to make, but you know what? It's worth it. And I reckon I had you at steak and beer anyway. So you know what? Go and make this, because you're going to love it.
You're no good for me.